recorded, as well as strong indications of bulk mining potential. K92's Chief Executive Officer John Lewins said these results confirm the presence of multiple high-grade veins, and both AR1 and AR2 show high potential for underground mining, with Arakompa having the potential to be the next new mine online in Papua New Guinea. Gordon's Urban Clinic will be temporarily closed from 3rd to 9th February 2025 due to the installation of 3 new sewage septic tank systems. The closure is necessary for maintenance work as One Plaza carries out the installation work. Acting CEO of NCDPHA, Dr. Robin Oge, expressed gratitude on behalf of the senior executive management team and the board of the NCDPHA for the support from One Plaza. Patients are encouraged to visit nearby clinics for medical assistance during this period. The Honiara Summit 2025 concluded last week after 3 days of deliberations by over 300 delegates from 28 countries addressing the Sustainable Development Goal 14.4 on sustainable fisheries. The key outcomes include a call for urgent action against overfishing, enhanced regional cooperation, and the integration of scientific innovations to ensure the long-term sustainability of ocean resources. A political declaration in support of the Honiara Summit 2025 communique was also made by leaders in attendance. The summit's communique will inform discussions at the upcoming United Nations Oceans Conference set to be held in Nice, France, in June 2025. The Constantino Group of Companies has reaffirmed its support for the Hiri Moale Festival, announcing a 100,000 kina sponsorship for the 2025 event. The festival, set to take place from April 3rd to April 6th, celebrates the historic Hiri trade voyage of the Motu Koita people, featuring traditional canoe races, cultural performances, and the Hiri Queen contest.
Constantino Group of Companies has reaffirmed its commitment to the Hiri Moale Festival, pledging 100,000 kina towards the 2025 event. The annual festival, scheduled from April 3rd to April 6th, celebrates the historic Hiri trade voyages of the Motu Koita people. The event will showcase traditional canoe races, cultural performances, and the prestigious Hiri Queen contest. At the sponsorship announcement event, Ms. Hiri Hanenamo 2024 Henao Heni expressed her gratitude, saying the support ensures the festival continues to empower young Motu Koita women and preserve cultural identity.
It is a festival for our people, funded by loyal sponsors and business houses like the Constantino Group of Companies. The Constantino Group of Companies was founded in the late 1950s, originated in Port Moresby, Papua New Guinea. The group is actively involved in supporting and creating opportunities for Papua New Guineans.
Governing Director and Chairman of the Constantino Group, George Constantino, reaffirmed the company's dedication to community initiatives, stating that the festival is a vital part of PNG's cultural heritage and should be safeguarded for future generations.
The reason why we're sponsoring the Hiri Moale event is mainly because that our family has been in Papua New Guinea and Port Moresby for over 3 generations, and we'd like to give back to the communities which we operate within. It does mean a lot to myself, to my family, but to myself in particular, mainly because it's we've been able to. We employ a lot of people in Papua New Guinea. We currently employ around 3,500 internationally, but a lot of that is in Papua New Guinea, and most of that as well is in Port Moresby and in the Port Moresby region. So it's critical for me to show the communities, but as well as my employees, how much we support them, and I'm very, very glad for that.
Hiri Moale Festival Committee Representative Molly O'Rourke also thanked the Constantino Group, emphasizing that corporate support is crucial for keeping the festival alive and growing.
It is through sponsors like Constantino Group of Companies that we are able to continue hosting this prestigious festival, not just for Motu Koitabu people, but also for the residents of the Port Moresby city and also our viewers across the nation. This year is special because we are celebrating a milestone, with Papua New Guinea celebrating its 50 years of independence, and we are also celebrating this event together with the Constantino Group of Companies. So on behalf of the Assembly and its members and the organising committee, I would like to say Taniku Barahera for your continuous support.
With preparations now in full swing, organisers promise a vibrant and memorable celebration of Motu Koita traditions in 2025. Carol Kiru Jr., TVWAN News.
In news overseas, 2 states and almost 4 million people are in the firing line as Cyclone Alfred treks towards southeast Queensland and northern New South Wales. It's expected to make landfall later this week, bringing with it dangerous winds and flooding. Residents are being urged to prepare, and for some in New South Wales, they're desperate to avoid history being repeated.
It might look like a tempting challenge for surfers.
It's awesome to feel the power from the ocean.
But it's got authorities acting fast.
We are preparing for a pretty nasty set of weather in the upcoming week.
The coastline will really cop quite a battering from this one.
Tropical Cyclone Alfred is heading towards the Queensland coast. Residents from Gari to Grafton are being told to start preparing for the storm to make landfall later this week.
Thursday, Friday this week is the most likely time that it would cross. This is unusual for New South Wales. Nancy in 1990 did cross the coast around about Byron Bay, and it moved seawards after that, but it brought a lot of wind and some heavy rainfall.
Much of the state's north coast was devastated by floods 3 years ago. Residents are determined not to be caught short this time.
I've done all my shopping, I've got everything organised, I've got plenty of fresh water, 10 litres per person.
Come down to grab a few sandbags to hopefully stop a bit of water from going in the house if it gets close to it this time.
Let's hope that this is a drill for us and we don't actually have to experience what we did last time, but if we do, we'll certainly be better prepared.
New South Wales and Queensland SES are working together with bolstered resources.
We're ready for this. We're well trained. We have the subject matter expertise.
A little bit nervous, about what's going to happen.
A sentiment shared by many as the approaching cyclone gains momentum.
On World Wildlife Day, conservationists and scientists are celebrating successfully moving 24 eastern quolls to a property in central Tasmania. They hope monitoring the small carnivorous marsupials in their new home will help them discover why their numbers are dwindling in other parts of the state.
They're cute, fierce and covered in spots. These pint-sized predators are believed to be extinct on the mainland, but are still present in the Tasmanian landscape.
They look like they're full of joy every time they move, which is just something that makes my heart sing.
While the island state has been a haven for the carnivorous marsupials, their numbers have dwindled in recent years. Researchers from the University of Tasmania have teamed up with a range of other organisations to find out why.
We have to try and unpick that web and figure out exactly what it is that's going on in some of these areas where they've declined.
Last month, 24 eastern quolls were moved to a conservation property in Tasmania's Midlands.
And we'll be intensively tracking how they're doing in that landscape, what they're foraging on, how they're using the landscape, how they're integrating into the landscape.
This will help inform conservation strategies for quolls in other areas. Some of the translocated eastern quolls were bred at the Bonorong Wildlife Sanctuary near Hobart.
The eastern quoll is one of those animals that we get very excited about because we breed them here and they have a good chance of going back to the wild and living a full and happy life in the Tasmanian wilderness.
Over the coming years, the project will conduct up to 5 more translocations to help boost the number of eastern quolls at different sites around the state. It will also provide valuable information to help return the species back to the mainland.
The property market has exited one of the shortest and mildest downturns on record. Prices rose in all cities last month, apart from Darwin after the Reserve Bank cut interest rates.
Call for an opening bid. 1.6. 1.6. Best of luck to you. 24, $1.6 million. That's the way to buy.
In suburbs around Australia, the traditional autumn selling season has started with a bang.
And the property is all done. Sold to you.
This suburban house in Sydney's southwest just sold for $1.83 million at auction with 14 registered bidders. Agents say they're already seeing a lot more interest after the Reserve Bank started cutting interest rates,
making it tougher for first home buyers.
The second bid was already beyond the limit of what we felt was comfortable.
Prices rose 0.3% in February, with the national median home value now almost $816,000. While they're still cheaper than a year ago, homes in Melbourne and Hobart led the gains, along with properties in the regions, overtaking the booming markets of Perth, Adelaide and Brisbane. Darwin was the only city to go backwards.
It seems that the February rate cut was almost like a pilot pulling a plane out of a tailspin.
Within days of the Reserve Bank's decision, would-be buyers had already seen changes in the market.
Instead of being for sale at a certain price, they've all changed to the campaign is on hold or auction.
CoreLogic's Eliza Owen says even a few more rate cuts are unlikely to spark a boom.
1 percentage point over the year, that would probably boost purchasing capacity by about 12%.
For now, most of Australia remains a seller's market.
We were hoping to get reserve, but we got way above what we were hoping.
Good news for those who already own a slice of suburban paradise.
That's been our news update for today. Do join us at 6 p.m. for more news and sports. Bye for now.